Alright, video game warriors, welcome back to our Lies of P comprehensive walkthrough series. Hopefully you're doing alright. This is episode 12. Let's get cracking. So we have just defeated Victor and we want to head in this direction here. We have some gold coin fruit on us at the minute. You'll notice that we have 4. So it is quite important to have some. I believe, if my memory serves, we do need to hand in some gold coin fruit to an NPC in just a sec. So yeah, if you don't have some, head back to Hotel Quartz and pick some off the tree. That's because we need to hand them into this NPC just around this corner, like so. So we'll just spam through this as per usual. I don't think there's really any anything else apart from just give gold coin fruit. So yes, give gold coin. I believe it just requires 1. It does. So we get a gesture and we get a record as well. So there we go. I don't think they've got anything else really to say. Never forget a friendly face. Nice one. Didn't expect you to bring us anything. Yep, cool, so that's that. And then we'll just spam through this. Once again, Vanini got something to say there, but we'll just spam on through. And we shall work towards the swamp. So we've got the swamp area coming on up. And there is a swamp monster boss towards the end of that. So it's quite a big area, to be totally fair, quite a fair amount to do. There is like a hidden little mini boss kind of tucked away in the swamp section. A few bits and bobs. I think we've got a little bit of a side quest to pick up, which involves a lie. So we do have a lie option as well. Just a sec. But yeah, this section, nothing too crazy. It's just kind of like sprinting on through until we get into the action here. Grab some bits and bobs as we go. Make sure to let me know in the comments how you're getting on with Lies of P yourself. How is your playthrough going so far? What's been the most difficult boss for you so far? Make sure to let us know in the comments. So we'll grab this Stargazer and start working our way through the swamp. We probably should drop back to Hotel Quartz soon-ish. We also need to change a few things. I think this area is mostly puppets. So what we should do is switch the special grindstone over to electric. Maybe pump out a couple of levels here. Going to go for technique. I'm going to go for capacity and technique here. So we just got to level 60, I think it was. And we'll change. We've currently got Carrier's Amulet. When I go through an area, ideally I like to have Hunter's Amulet on, so increased ergo. You might not necessarily need nameless ones as you're going through. I tend to just use this specifically just for bosses. But because we're fighting a lot of puppets, we could also put Puppet Destroyer's Amulet on. Just makes it easier to smash through these enemies, basically. I also just realised that I didn't even use the puppet string thing on the Victor boss, which is actually really useful. It's the one where you hold down L2 and do this crazy attack like that, but I totally forgot to use it. Oh well. Way too early hit on that block. I quite like fighting these enemies. I don't know why. I just feel like the fight against these things is quite interesting. But it's really fast on the it's attacks where it kind of like holds up the shovel in the air and then kind of like slams down the shovel onto Pinocchio. It just seems to sort of like it slams down super fast. You got to be careful. But yeah, you would have also noticed that on the Victor fight, I think we got like 2 or 3 cures in there, or like pulse cell users without actually consuming them because of the Nameless One's amulet. So it's like really useful. We're going to be using puppet string here just to sort of like help make things a little bit easier. That was brilliant. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that would make the barrel explode, to be totally fair, by pulling him into it. Uh-oh. Somehow that missed us. Yeah, we'll just grab this stuff. We've got a defensive part, which is probably going to be useful. Let's have a look what it is. That one there. Resistance to electric shock. We've got resistance to decay, resistance to overheat, and resistance to shock. We'll just leave that as it is for now. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes peeled on like what kind of damage the enemies are doing. In fact, I think it is shock. I've just remembered. So let's change that to this one. Belford Superior Insulation Converter. So can enhance resistance to electric shock. I'm pretty sure we have to fight one of those crazy mad puppets that we fought before, which didn't go very smoothly at all. A couple of ranged enemies up top, so just be careful. As you can see, they do pretty decent damage. Everything does pretty decent damage in this area, apparently. We're out of puppet string, that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. I do that all the time. So what we'll do is, this is causing corruption. I think we'll play it safe and use this corruption resistance. So we can go grab this. I've got to be aware of the enemies up top that are trying to shoot us. It might be worth putting Nameless One's amulet on, to be totally fair, because it does help, keep us going with the pulse cell uses as we go through. It's just the carry weight. It's just like putting that amulet on is like so much on the carry weight. It's just a bit brutal. You got to be careful there of the giant ball. And this is why I put a shock resistance on, because we've got to fight this bad boy. In fact, I might use another ampule whilst we are... Yeah, let's use that. Use special grindstone there. I have no idea how that just missed. If he sort of like leans forward like that, he's going to do like a belly attack, so just be careful of that. Ideally we want to see lots of electric on him and electric sort of like blue numbers on the health if possible, but I'm not sure with this guy actually dealing electric damage. I'm not sure whether he's going to get that or not. Ideally going for the fatal, so we did a charged R2 there to help out a little bit. You could also use Fable. I might actually finish him off with the Fable to be totally fair. Heal to be safe. In fact, yeah, let's just go for the Fable Arts attack. Why not? So Legion Caliber. I don't think that enemy respawns, so don't worry too much if you have to backtrack through this area. There are some traps here. I'm probably going to stand in a trap. I always seem to do so in this particular section, so watch out for the bear traps. This guy, the old one too. Try not to fall off the edge here as we give this guy a few attacks. This upcoming enemy is another spicy one. This area seems to have a lot of them. I think we can puppet string. I've done it again. Every time. I'm going to have nightmares. I'm going to have nightmares about that for sure. Yeah, we can puppet string to get a little bit of an advantage there. Just quickly popped up a Legion Caliber to help us through. Careful of this enemy on the right hand side. He's going to try and push you. Oh, never mind. It's Must be later on. We could ideally do with some Legion. We've got 2 pulse cells. We should be able to pull through this area, although it's getting a little bit tight. And we've got one of these bad boys to fight as well. I don't normally use a cube here, but I'm going to go for it just to be safe. So I don't want to... I just want to keep our pulse cells a little bit protected, so that's why I've used the cube there. To be super careful. We've also got overheat, that's why I use the cube just to be super safe here. Just going to go for it. Careful of stamina. I cannot really see what I'm doing. I'm going to try and get the camera back. There we go. So I don't think there's anything too crazy there, but we'll grab all the bits and bobs, why not? So we've got 1 pulse cell. But yeah, that's why I use the cube there, just to sort of like keep us ticking, keep us going there. Because I knew we'd probably use a pulse cell. I think we're quite close to unlocking a shortcut back to the Stargazer, so we'll grab that in a sec. We're going to take out the enemies first, because this place is designed to be to kind of like make you fall off a lot. So as you can see, we've got to be super careful. Play it safe. There we go. Yeah, we're looking pretty tight here with no pulse cells remaining. So that's why I take the enemies out first, just because it's quite easy for them to sort of like shoot you off that ledge, or they can sort of like gang up on you and like keep you trapped on the ledge, which obviously is not ideal. So we're going to pull this lever, and this will give us a little bit of chance to breathe, because this is what creates the shortcut. So we shall grab this bad boy. There is an enemy that we need to fight up top of this tower, but I'm going to play it safe here. Go back to Stargazer first. This enemy can be quite brutal. Let's go for it. What I might do, I might pop the Nameless One's amulet back on, because it can be useful, but let's just see. I don't want to sort of like... It's a tricky balance with capacity, I'm not going to lie. It's like I do want to put points into capacity, but it's like I don't want it to like dominate too much, if that makes sense, because I want to like bring some technique up as well. Because you need the technique, so your weapon's actually doing some pretty decent damage. But let's go for, see what that puts us at weight wise. Slightly heavy still. It's fine for now. We'll rock it for now, and we'll go for it. So we're going to head back up here, and we will fight this enemy up top. I think there's something good that he drops as well. I can't remember exactly what it is, but something in my memory is saying it's a good drop. I don't know why, but this enemy kind of reminds me of like Dark Souls 3 Abyss Watchers. If you played Dark Souls 3, let me know. It kind of looks like the Abyss Watchers fight with the flaming sword thing. We got wrecked in midair there. Try again. Yeah, nothing too crazy with this guy. It's just you got to be careful. He can pack a punch. He also can, cause overheat. trying for perfect parries, but it's a lot of his attacks are like bait attacks that just take ages to do anything. Now we can stance break him. Let's go back up. There we go, that'll do. We'll have a couple of cheeky extra pokes, then we'll go for the actual fatal attack, like so. He's still got loads of health left, it just keeps going, this guy. He's got loads and loads of health. So 1000 ergo we got from that. And in the chest, recharged amulet. I think that's health regen, which can come in pretty useful. So we shall grab that bad boy. In fact, I want to run faster, so what I'll probably do is... I think I will go for the carriers. I just much prefer the run speed when he's like less than 60% on the capacity, on the carry weight. It's just like, it's not like massively slower when he's on slightly heavy, but it's just a bit slower, and I'd just rather be faster, basically. So this guy here, I don't think we have any. Let's have a look what he's got to say. Okay. So that's that for now. I think we're going to pop back to the hotel because we can pick up a side quest here. So let's go do that. We're going to pick up some bits and bobs and then come back to him in a sec. Need to check my notes because we've got a Eugenie quest coming on up. Same as usual here, Video Game Warriors, you know the drill. Talk to all the people, do all the things, work your way around. So we can talk. We've got a new conversation option here with Vanini. We'll just spam through as per. That'll do. Drop into training room, stand still for a sec, get all your fable bars filled up. So Eugenie is asking for a favour. We shall say yes. We got the 4-fingered glove. It needs half moonstones to upgrade rapier, so we'll leave that for now. Okay, so we've got the 4-fingered glove. Good stuff. We've got Belle, the NPC, has popped back to the hotel now, so what the monster's doing here, what is happening to Quartz. So make sure to exhaust dialogue options as per usual. I get the puppets, what the monster's doing here, what is happening to Quartz. That's that. What else have we got here? I think we have an option. So we need to talk to this guy. He says, please find a way to cure Lady Antonia. So we shall say yes to that. And I think we can progress this quest pretty much straight away if memory serves, which is basically just go up here. You know the drill by now. Grab the golden coins. We've now got 10. I think it's this NPC here which progresses the quest. So he's talking about a cure for the petrification disease. We can give him a gold coin fruit. There we go. And we get the cure for Antonia. That's that.
Stalker, please. Stalker, please.
Awesome. So we've got cure for Antonia. Let's go use that bad boy. Also, Video Game Warriors, let me know how you're getting on with Liza P. How's your playthrough going so far? Let's check out Spring the Cat. Humanity is probably a little bit better because we've got like longer hair. We're getting there. Getting there. So let's go talk to Geppetto. The nose is growing. I don't think he's got much to say. Have we got any quartz to use? We do not, so we can skip that for now. So other than that, we've got the cure for Antonia, so let's go. I think we have to talk to this guy first. And then we say use the cure. So here we say use the cure on this conversation option, so just be careful before spamming through. We are going to say use the cure.
Yes. Thank you. I will.
So that's that.
Serving welcome.
Then I don't know if we actually have to talk to her or not, or just leave her to it.
People have thanks.
Yeah, I think you just kind of like say use the cure and then leave him to it.
Thanks. Maybe you have eyes. People have thanks.
Okay, cool. So that's that. I'm not sure if I actually mentioned this before, but you've got like a little bit of a thing here if you want to spam through it. Choice is yours. Other than that, I think we are looking good for this section. We've got the gloves to hand over, so let's go do that. Head back to the swamp. Also, Video Game Warriors, I have released my own video game on Steam. It's called Loki the Lynx. It's a 2D platformer collectathon game where you got to collect shiny coins and shiny keys and save your friends from the dastardly Dr. Amygdala. Made the game myself, took me 12 months, 15 hours a day for 12 months. I'd massively appreciate it if you check the game out on Steam, give it a positive review, tell people it's good. Thank you very much if you do. I massively appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so now we're back at the swamp. We're going to pop back round to Alidoro.
You're a worthy hunter.
And I'm going to talk about Eugenia's gloves. So hand over the gloves that we just got.
You're a worthy hunter.
And that is that.
You're a worthy hunter.
So we've handed over the gloves. That means we can go back to the hotel. So we've progressed that quest line so we can go back to Eugenie, and we need to lie, which will be the lie is he was happy, or like he enjoyed the present, which he didn't. We go back to Eugenie and we're going to lie and say he was happy about the gift.
Hey, did the gloves make Alidoro happy?
So the lie is he was happy.
Really? What gloves we could have? I will never. Thanks.
Awesome. There we go. So we've got some more humanity. The Ergo is whispering.
Whatever choice you make.
Awesome. So other than that, I'm just scanning my brain database to see what's coming up. I don't think we've got another lie until a little bit later. We've got a riddle, but that's at Quartz Central Station Revisited. So on that note, it's probably worth mentioning that Quartz Central Station will kind of like change soon. So I know I have mentioned it a few times in this walkthrough series already, but it's important if you wanted to get the all normal weapons achievement. So I'm going to mention it like one time here. But if you're going for all normal weapons achievement, this merchant at this particular place is about to be locked off. And you will not be able to get the normal weapons in this playthrough. You won't be able to buy the normal weapons from that merchant. He will be gone. So you have to go to that alley there and buy the normal weapons from that merchant. Probably about now. Otherwise, he's going to be locked off and you won't be able to get all normal achievements. Although technically speaking, you have to play this game through 3 times anyway. So if you don't get it in playthrough 1, you can get it in playthrough 2 or playthrough 3. So it's cool. Anyway, other than that, it's time to jump into the action. It's just slice and dice again, really. A couple of mini bosses coming up. You have those like massive puppets of the future that we have to fight in a sec. I quite like fighting those. It's quite a fun little fight, to be fair. Once again, watch out for the bear traps. I'm probably going to stand in them. Give this guy the old 1-2. feel like a lot of the enemies in this section kind of like blend into the area. They kind of just look like rocks on the side of the road. So we have to be kind of careful of some like javelin spear type things being shot at us. From up above in this part, so you got to be careful. This particular section here reminds me of Neo 2. I have done Neo 2 as a 100% walkthrough as well, by the way. Highly recommend Neo and Neo 2. I've only done a guide for Neo 2, not for Neo 1. But there's a mission on that where there's like a castle up the top of a cliff and there's like stuff being shot towards you, like that there. It's really fun. Yeah, so you just got to be careful of that that thing. I have done loads of other game guides as well, video game warriors, so like Neo 2, Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, 3, Sekiro, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, loads of boss guides, walkthroughs, beginners guides, hints, tips and tricks. There's literally like 1,200 videos on the channel. I've been doing this for 7 years. So yeah, I got you covered. I generally do games that are like dude with a sword fighting epic bosses. So if the game is dude with a sword fighting epic bosses, that was the luckiest backstep I've ever done in my life. That was crazy. That wasn't as lucky. But yeah, I've done loads and loads of game guides, tutorials, stuff like that. Dude with a sword fighting epic bosses. So Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Great game. Highly recommend it. There we go. I've did a walkthrough series for a little indie game called Thymesia. It's also really fun. It's got like a really fun sort of parry mechanic in it. You sort of fight with a sword and like a little dagger, so you have like a little parry dagger in Thymesia, which is cool. This guy is a bit of a pain, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying to fight him like up top, away from the javelins being shot at us. Make it a little bit easier for us. I'm gonna use Fable for this guy, why not? He's got loads of health. I ideally want to stance break him. I'll take it. Javelin to our enemy's head. Brilliant. There's a bunch of enemies I think hidden in here, if I'm not mistaken. So you've got to be a bit careful because they go a bit wild. But yeah, I've done loads and loads of games. Done a Sekiro 100% walkthrough, which is probably one of my favourite games ever. I love Sekiro so much. Although on that note, I think I actually missed a mini boss. So I had a comment the other day on one of the videos, and there's like a headless mini boss, and I think I've like overlooked the headless mini boss, so it's going to bug me that it's not in the 100% walkthrough, which means I'm probably going to make a random video for Sekiro, which is just me fighting a headless mini boss, and that's it. So video will probably be about 2 minutes long. Anyway, we've just destroyed that javelin thing, so basically you do want to be poking that so it blows up. And we've got a normal weapon there as well, so look out for your normal weapons if you're going for all normal weapons achievements. But yeah, I've done a, if I've done a 100% walkthrough, and I think it's missing a mini boss, so it's like 99.99% walkthrough. So I'm going to do another video for Sekiro at some point. So if you like watching this Lies of P walkthrough series, and then there's just a random Sekiro video kind of pops up, that's why. So in this section here, this enemy is quite rough. We don't really have a special grindstone, so I'm just going to try and do it without a weapon buff, which is probably not going to be ideal. But we'll see how we go. We kind of like blocked that and then used guard regain to our advantage. Don't forget, guard regain is your best friend. Nice, we got a stance break there. Fatal attack. Decent damage. Still got loads of health left. Some of these enemies have just got crazy health pools. That'll do. So managed to get through that with charged R2s, and a couple of perfect parries also contributed to the stance break there. Okay. Also, talking about perfect parries, like if you haven't played Sekiro, I massively recommend it. It's so good. The combat system is focused on perfect parries, so you do have to parry and perfect parry a lot. It's basically focused around that throughout the entire game. So this NPC here, we can basically like teach this NPC emotions. So each time you have the option to teach about an emotion on this guy, then absolutely go for it. So teach about sadness. So this pulls from your character's gestures. So obviously you have to have like the sadness gesture, you have to have the clap gesture and stuff like that. And you get rewards for doing it. So right now we're getting ergo fragments, which is great. There's a couple more emotes to get, and we'll teach the puppet those a little bit later. But that is that. We shall push on through the swamp. Maybe we should change out what we've got here. So we've got hunters, carriers. What are we resisting against here? Strike. Probably strike, actually. And maybe we'll put an abrasive on that's electric just in case we need it. That should do for now. It's mostly puppets that we're fighting, so I'll just put like an extra electric abrasive on instead of the acid, because we're not fighting humans, so acid won't really be very useful. I mentioned it in a previous episode, but I think it's really cool that the camera sort of like pulls back for these larger enemies. Like I mentioned before, that Souls-like games and stuff don't really tend to do that very often, so this is the first one that I've seen that actually pulls the camera back. But yeah, it's quite cool to see. I also do that in my own video game, Loki the Lynx, because it's like the game developer's job to obviously like frame the shot. And honestly, one of the most difficult things with Loki the Lynx was the camera. I'm not gonna lie to you, the camera is so difficult to get perfect. Because obviously in a 2D platformer, which is what I've developed, you have to frame the jumps, so the camera has to be kind to the player. So it's like if you're expecting your player to make a difficult jump from platform to platform, you know, it's your job. I have no idea where that purple butterfly's just gone. Just teleport away. With these butterflies, by the way, if you do miss them, don't worry, because you can just go back and try it again. It's probably better to do this section when we've taken out that javelin guy. Purple butterflies over there, let's go for it. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll just work our way forward a little bit. Oh no, actually it's going to take a while to get that javelin dude. I've just remembered it's all the way through this ravine. So yeah, actually we'll pick up some stuff from this area. We'll revisit it a little bit later when we've taken out the javelin guy, but we'll get some stuff for now. But yeah, don't panic too much about the butterflies and stuff. I mean, to my knowledge, I don't think there's anything too crazy on these butterfly drops anyway. At least what I use in this playthrough. It'll be like a couple of upgrade materials and some like cranks and stuff like that. But we'll get a few bits and bobs. going to ignore the giant puppets for now. Although that might be difficult to do, saying that. See if we can get it. Yes, so upgrade material there. It's very that's useful. I'm going to try and do this while the javelin thing's attacking us, which is pretty rough. We've got corruption on us. And like I say, it's not really the best idea to fight those giant puppets just yet, so we're just going to kind of focus up here real quick. Take out these enemies. That rock has just saved us from the javelin thing. Try and fight behind that if possible. These enemies do massive damage. Crazy. So grab this stuff. Yeah, I got a little bit sidetracked about the camera stuff while I was trying to fight for my life there, as you probably saw, but yeah, you get the idea. It's my job as a developer to like make the camera work so the player can see the jump correctly. Because obviously it wouldn't be fair to like expect a player to make a crazy jump and they can't even see where the platform is that they're supposed to jump to. So yeah, camera is really, really difficult to get perfect in a video game, not gonna lie. It's rough. That's the thing that probably took me the most to develop was the camera. I spent a long time on it. Trying to find out what this thing is. So yeah. I don't think this one is actually worth it in all honesty. Can't remember what it is. Motivity crank, yeah. So it's not really, I mean, I won't really be using motivity crank, but there you go. There's an extra crank there if you fancy it. I'm just going to mission through this. Need to be careful because there's a bunch of enemies that will jump in and try and take us out here. One there. I just use lock on then, so just use lock on to push in R3 or push in the right stick to check for enemies. We've got a fancy Vanini collection, awesome stuff. So that will expand Vanini's shop. Let's go back to most recent Stargazer. But yeah, it's really, really fun to develop a video game. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really, really enjoyed it. Although it's difficult, it's very difficult, but it is worthwhile. And I learnt like loads of stuff by doing it. But yeah, the two most difficult things were the camera and getting the player to sort of like play ball nicely with the camera. There is also a hidden little enemy that we could bag at this point, so I think we shall go for that. And to my knowledge, this enemy is human, so what we probably should do is maybe, what's our carry weight? 48%. I'm going to go for technique here. And we probably want acid on the special grindstone for a human. So let's put special grindstone to acid, and then we're going to change this grindstone, the consumable grindstone, to acid as well in case we need it. And we're not. Yeah, it should be fine. So we go take out this little enemy that's kind of tucked away in a corner. You might find that the butterflies, you might see them sort of like pop up again. I think we've got most of them, to be fair. So maybe not the... I don't know if we've got the purple one. Either way, we'll see the red. This red one's kind of like come back again, you see. I can't remember where this one spawned in. We'll try and grab it. I think it'll probably be this way somewhere. It's here. Yeah, so that's the purple one that we missed before that kind of like teleported. It's just a booster for the gold coin tree, so, you know, kind of useful. It's not the most useful thing in the world. Anyway, we're going to go up this slope and find this kind of like hidden little enemy. I'm going to pop on nameless ones. That does put us to slightly heavy though. I think what I'll do for this enemy is just take off Hunter's Amulet and then put nameless one so we can get some extra pulse cells, just in case we smash through pulse cells on this guy. He can be a little bit spicy, so you know that's why we go for it. And we'll probably use acid on this enemy. So yeah. Oh, you have to talk to him first. I thought you started, but yeah, you just talk to him first. Just be careful because he can pack a punch.
If you're not alive, then you must be dead.
I'm going to use this column in the middle. A couple of pokes. We should really go for a Fable. You get the hyper armor with Fable attacks, so I'm going to try for a stance break if possible. Be careful of stamina because Az is looking a little bit low. I'm going to play it safe and go for the heal.
My judgment as a doctor, all should end while they're still human.
We could stance break him. I might go for the. Ah, we don't have a shot put. Never mind. We might miss that then. Yeah, we'll probably miss it at this rate. It's fine. If you did have a shot put, absolutely go for it. That would have been perfect time to use it, so you can like break your stance.
What was her name?
Try for the charged. Back up a couple of times. Try for the charged. Oh, we did actually get one there. A couple of cheeky extra pokes, then the fatal. So, still got quite a lot of health left, but it's all good. Puppet String is our friend here, can pull him out of animations and stuff. You can spam it a few times as well. Gotta be careful. Play it safe, go for the heal. Try for a charged. This guy gets like super aggressive towards the end. We could use some acid canisters as well, but we've got a decent amount of pulse cells left, so I'd rather just tank the pulse cells, if that makes sense. There we go. Yeah, I'd rather just like tank the pulse cells instead of using the consumables, because obviously the consumables cost. Ergo. So that is that. I don't know if that fight actually progresses any quest lines. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not 100% sure if it does or not. But yeah, that's that. We will revisit those giant puppets a little bit later, but I honestly don't think there's much point in fighting them like when that dude's like shooting at you the whole time. Just a massive pain. So we'll push on forward. Also, Video Game Warriors, don't forget that I have released some new merch, some Video Game Warrior t-shirts, some Video Game Warrior mugs, all that good stuff on my merch store. So you can get a link to the merch store in the pinned comment, or there's a link to the merch store on my website, which is Azzavhar.com. So do check out the merch if you fancy rocking some Video Game Warrior t-shirts or some Video Game Warrior mugs. The puppet string, every time, it's got me again. I really need to keep checking that before I press L2. Alright, so we're in the ravine section. This bit can be a little bit spicy because it's designed to make you fall into the ravine essentially. There's loads of little things to jump onto and to fall off and stuff like that. So we're going to go over here, drop down to this, grab this. I'm not sure if we can jump there. Yeah, we can. I think there's something... Uh-oh. Again. I'm going to use the Legion just to be sure that we've got some here. Puppet string every time. I've got to be really careful. We almost fell off there. That's why I use a puppet string, because if the enemy is like towards the edge of a ledge, then ideally you want to use a puppet string to like bring them to you, because if you don't, then obviously you just saw that I almost sort of fell to my doom there. I was trying to remember like what is the actual way to go here. I think it was that way, and then we need to somehow get ourselves down there. Here we go. Yeah, once again, be careful because there's lots of stuff that tries to push you off the ledges here. So just tread very, very carefully. But yeah, going back to the game development, I think on a 2D platformer, the camera and the player are the most difficult things. I would imagine like on a different type of game, the camera might not be as bad. Like for example, if you just had a fixed camera that was just on the player and didn't do anything special, then the camera probably wouldn't be an issue. Like say for example, like the old Pokemon games, you just like plant the camera on top of the player's head and then it just follows them. You don't have to do anything. But in Loki the Lynx, I was like super careful and I guess like super thorough that I wanted to make the camera as perfect as possible, so it kind of like pans a little bit on certain sections, zooms out for like cannon shots, and if the players run into one side, it pans in the favor of the way that the player is running towards the right, and if the player is running towards the left, it sort of like pans over to the left in favor of the player, which is quite tricky to do. However, I think for this episode here, Video Game Warriors, we shall wrap this one up. If you do enjoy the video, then pop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video, share the channel, tell people it's good. Thank you so much if you do. I'll see you in the next episode.